Thank you, Lord God, for, Lord, giving us strength to fight the giants. Thank you, O Lord God, for giving us peace in the midst of the storms. Thank you, O Lord God, for, Lord, increasing our faith when it got worn and tired. Thank you, dear Lord God, for saving us and pulling us out of that mess. Thank you, O Lord God, for giving us your best, which was Jesus Christ. And in his name we pray. Thank you and amen. Brothers and sisters, on this Thursday, 1 Peter 2:24 says, he himself bore our sins in his body on the tree so that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. By his wounds we have been healed. What a mighty God we serve, to put forth his only Son, that we might have life, and that more abundantly. Lord Jesus, we thank you today. But Lord, there's a battle that is raging, that is going on, that we must gear up for that battle. Lord, help us, help men to put on the armor of God, that spiritual war, prayer. Help us, Lord God. Let them know that I'm a warrior for God. The Lord Jesus is my commanding officer. The Holy Bible is my code of conduct. Prayer and the whole armor of God are my weapons of warfare. Brothers and sisters, we are going to have to fight, and that's the bottom line. You're going to have to fight because the enemy is not playing. He is killing people. But the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still and get down on your knees and start seeking him. Seek ye first. Seek him first. Oh, praise God. Hallelujah. It is so good. God is so good, and he gives us prayer. The battle belongs to the Lord. Fear is a liar, my brothers and sisters. Yes, it is. Fear is a liar. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. God has a purpose for you, brothers and sisters. And you know what? He's so good. And he gives us commandments to follow. He gives us good and precious promises. The devil is a liar, and the devil has been defeated. Oh, thank God. I thank God today for my mother. I thank God for my mother, that I could honor her, because the things that she taught me as a child, she taught me how to pray. She taught me how to seek God, the same God that she sought in that back room, in that rocking chair. It's the same God that she showed me and told me that he would never leave me or forsake me. So therefore, I honor my mother and father. The word says, honor your mother and father so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. God has given us this land, so obey him, honor him, so that you might have long life. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Seek him. If you're weak, seek him. If you're strong, seek him. If you're lost, seek him. When you get found, seek him. When you love, seek him. When you hate, seek him. Because he is the way, the truth, and the life, my brothers and sisters. And remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to Ask Your Neighbor. David West stars the stories of the Kaz Walker Show. The boys are already getting wound up here this morning. We're not even on the radio.
Hey, we're going to have to go home. We done told our
We've already done all we're going to do.
And the ones we told we can't tell on the radio.
There you go.
We had a good time this morning. We want to thank all you people.
Thanks for not listening.
Exactly. We appreciate that very much so.
We got a prize for you this morning. I want you to look at this.
Well, you
What
got
you got
props.
this morning?
Steve's with us. Ain't that beautiful?
That is. What is
He
it? That's Terry
collected
Labonte.
He collected all these cars.
No, NASCAR's, yeah.
NASCAR. He's got gobs of them, over hundreds. And we're giving them away at the store.
You're giving them away.
You don't have to buy nothing. If you just come in the store and you got a kid and they want one of these big ones, we got about maybe 75 big ones left. He's got hundreds of them.
Gee whiz.
He's got
That's Goldberg. That's,
he's got all kinds of different. He collected everything. Hot Wheels. I'd say he's got 500 sets of Hot Wheels.
How about that?
But anyhow, all you got to do is walk in the store and say, I got 5 kids, and I need 5 cars. Just walk around and pick them out.
Well, there you go.
You don't have to buy nothing. You don't have to buy nothing. Don't have to promise to buy nothing.
Just look at a Martin.
Don't even have to look at it.
We got a sale going on, Martin. You'll just sell it, Mr. Walker. Now, I'll tell you what we got right now.
You're talking about that's WCW. That's old. It's WWE or whatever now. But
It's catalogs.
I ran into Mayor Jacobs last night. He's been on Fox News. He was on there 2 nights ago with Gutfield. Comes on at 10.
Yeah. I've seen him on there a lot.
Yeah, he's
Look who's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry Labonte, he was big in NASCAR.
He was for a while.
Him and his brother, Bobby.
Yep.
And I remember the race at Bristol one time, and Dale Singer flashed out me.
Did he hit anybody?
He took him out, spun him out.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Dale won the race. He said, well, Dale, Terry, I'm sorry. And the administrator said, oh, yeah. I said, he'll tell you he's sorry, but he'll do it again next week.
Yeah, he ain't that sorry. Yeah.
But he was a racer. I mean, that was, he didn't hit nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a race one time, Dale Jr. was in that IROC race.
Mm-hmm.
And he rubbed against Dale Jr., wouldn't let him pass him. And I asked him after the race, said, that's your son, wouldn't you let him pass you? He said, I don't let nobody pass me. I owe that to my sponsor.
Yeah.
Said, you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me.
Yeah.
Fair and square, but no, I ain't going to let you pass me.
Yeah.
And boy, he wouldn't.
My brother Doug, that's his man, Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Oh, me
Doug,
too.
Doug went all kind of, Doug may be listening today. Doug listens every week. But, Dale Earnhardt was, well, I'm going to tell you, he had some diehard fans.
Oh, yeah.
And still are. A lot of them don't even go
They
to
say
races.
his stuff right now today sells more than anybody else.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guarantee you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was something else. He wouldn't let his mama, if she was driving beside him, pass him. so yeah, NASCAR's on Merle, isn't it?
Yep.
You
And here.
carry the Merle FM.
And here, WYSH we have for 47 years, something like that.
Is that
We've had
right?
NASCAR.
Wow.
Been a NASCAR affiliate.
Dale said when he first started racing, he was racing against his daddy.
Oh yeah.
He said his daddy took him through a turn faster than him. Ever been through a turn.
Yeah.
Pushed him out through it.
Yeah. Doug said he's listening, so he had some good stories. He told of, I think it was Mark Martin. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, and Dale was eating together. He walked in, they was all eating. You know, they're enemies on the track, and when they interview them, but apparently they're pretty good buddies as well. It's a totally different game nowadays. I couldn't name you probably 2 or 3 drivers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My guy was Sterling Marlin. I love Sterling Marlin.
Right. He's the one who took Dale's out and killed him.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think so.
You watch that race. I got the picture.
Here we go. We're going to have to go off the air. Me and Howard's fixing to wrestle. We're going to do
I've got the picture of the last lap.
Yeah. Sterling's he's in bad health now. If you ever see him now, he's Parkinson real bad.
Nah, I said, no, he didn't. I was just kidding.
Yeah. He would, they were buddies. They were all buddies, I think, at that one time. And, you know, that group and that generation, and then I think the 70s was some of the best racing. David Pearson, I guess maybe everybody liked before, but when Petty and all of them, that was some real racing back then.
Back then, you had to earn everything you got then. Mm-hmm. Now they get your lap back and stuff, and if you get down a lap, you get your lap back, and they take a break. I
don't understand it.
No.
I don't understand it. I'll tell you what I did. First time I went to Bristol to watch a race, it was the ARCA race and the truck race. So this was several years ago, and I went to a buddy of mine, one that was getting the Superderm salve, and was going to try to distribute it. And he's since passed away a couple of years ago, but he had some tickets, so we went up there to watch it. It was like on a Friday night, and so I went up there, and they lived in Mount Carmel up there in over that area. And so I went to the race, and my wife and had 2 little boys at the time, and got ready to leave. You know how packed those races used to be. So I got out there to go back to the highway thing. He said, "You know how to get back home?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I know how to get back home." You know, I had a little Barney in me, and I said, "Well, yeah, I don't need nobody to tell me how to get back home." He said, "Okay."
Which way did I go?
So I was following him, and I got on this, what I thought was I-81. It was a different road, I-81. Long story short, he got up beside of me, and he was looking at me real confused. I just waved him on, and I said, "Yeah, I know where I'm going. Go on." About hour or so later, my wife had the 2 little kids in the back asleep, and she was waking up, and she looked up, and she goes, "You know where you're at?" I said, "Well, yeah, I know where I'm at. See, that sign says, 'Welcome to North Carolina.'" I said, Weaverville, North Carolina. I ended up having to go all the way back to Asheville, get on the interstate. I didn't get home about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Don't you love it?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. But it's if you've never been to one, it's an amazing thing. The sound and the speed of them cars is nothing like on television, is it?
No.
Yeah, I loved them. The only other actual race I went to was, I don't even think they raced there anymore, Darlington. Went over and, who was it? Ned, Jarrett, not Ned, but his son.
Dale.
Dale won that race, and it was a good race, Sunday afternoon race. It was a neat experience.
Yeah.
So,
You know that Atomic, you said it.
oh, yeah.
Well, me and Karen will go to races, so never had been before them kind of dirt tracks, you know. I wondered when we got down there why everybody was sitting up on the high part and all the way down.
Yeah.
I said, "Boy, I tell you what, we ringside. I'm taking these right here low, and I want to see every little thing going on. They come out there and throw mud, dirt."
Yeah.
And I said, "See if anything opening on the roof." we got to get off it. Man, I was ready for a shower the first round.
The NASCAR racing, you know, a lot of it come out of the dirt track, apparently. So you talk about racing.
Yeah.
So real racing. If you go see a dirt track, a buddy of mine, y'all know who I'm talking about, but I had some people I used to help print stuff, and did shirts and things. And so there was a guy by the name of Freddie Smith. He raced for Christenberry Trucking, and he was big in the dirt track. He did a lot of stuff. That was back, I guess, when Skip Arp and some of those guys, a lot of people listening will remember those guys. But there was what's the guy in Anderson County here that was big? There was what's the one? I think he was out of Oak Ridge. In the dirt track, he would win a lot of races. There was you know who I'm talking about?
Well, there was Stevie Smith. He was
Vineyard.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mark Vineyard down here on the one stop.
Well, Vineyard, there's nothing.
There's 3 of them. Oh,
Yeah.
there was H.E., and Mark, and who was that other one?
What was that other name?
Well, the dirt
No,
track.
it was H.E. and Mark was dirt track. I'm thinking about two Lesties and them boys back in the day.
Yeah.
Started at Broadway Speedway.
Okay. Yeah.
That's way back.
Yeah.
But
Was that a round track or was that a straightaway? I mean, drag racing.
no, it's round track.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's still some good racetracks around East Tennessee. People, I'm gonna tell you, they come out of the woodworks to come to those races, and there's still some good racing going on. And
Yeah.
the go-kart racing, we talked about that with your buddy. Who was the buddy that you had that the officer buddy that he still does it, the go-kart racing?
Yeah. I didn't know him, but he used to buy motors for my younger brother.
That's right. Okay.
And that's how they got acquainted. And I was over one day at Sioux Day, and we got talking, and I asked him, he said he's a go-kart racer, and I said, you know Scott McLean? Yeah, he builds my motors.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows Mark and
Oh yeah.
all them. They started. I had two nephews that raced go-karts, and then the younger one got into dirt track racing.
They spend a lot of money on those things, racing, and
Well, they was what you call in the poor category. They couldn't afford what some of the other boys could do, but Mark could outdrive them.
Yeah.
H.E. told his nephew, which was Big Mark, Bender, we called him Big Mark, and H.E. raced against him down at Smoky Mountain. When he first started, after the race, he told his nephew, he said, Mark, tell you right now, so that boy gets the most seat time, he's going to blow your doors out. Now, Mark had the best of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, they could afford it. They had that market out there and stuff, and they had the best equipment could be bought.
Yeah. Well, the sponsors and stuff nowadays, I mean, there's so much money in it. I don't know how it's doing. I mean, I don't even know if they're well attended as much as they used to be, but there's been a lot of money go through that. And those guys, you know, start out as a hobby, but, you know, if they can drive, somebody will pick them up, won't they?
Yeah. My nephew, Mark, he could have made it in NASCAR. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
But he never did like asphalt. He never would race up our Newport, that asphalt track.
Yeah.
He just didn't. He said, I don't like racing on asphalt.
Yeah.
Man, he sure could go for a car.
Yeah. They put a bunch of money in that up there now. It's supposed to be really good shape now. They've got some good races going on up there. So last night Bob Thomas, I ran into Bob last night. I was telling him about what we're doing, and he said he might come join one day. Okay. So if you might, everybody loves Bob. I told him we was talking about Claude, and he said Bob said I told him about having Jim out here a couple of years ago. And
Bob just sent me. He just sent me a commercial. We're working on a client together.
Good deal. Yeah. He said that the Claude stories that we've shared before. He said most of them we couldn't share. Probably, but, I told him, I said David has so many stories about Kaz. It's amazing the stories, and you know we've heard a lot of stories about Kaz, and a lot of them you can't share, I guess, or you shouldn't share. But
you do a lot of abbreviating or beeping.
Yeah. Well, we know the owner. So.
There you go. We can beep if needed.
Yeah, that's right. We don't know what he puts on there and what he doesn't, does he?
We can beep if needed.
Yeah. Weep and beep.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening to. I hardly ever listen to news anymore because I watch movies. I got tired of hearing. It's just two sides fighting it. And when I did watch it, I was fire bad. I'd watch Fox. It goes to commercial, and then run CNN, and then it go commercial, and I come back. I just backwards and forward listen to both of them what they had to say. But yesterday morning, I don't know why I did it. I was watching a Gunsmoke movie, and I just flipped the button and went into the television. Bernie was on there. And the new thing he's got going now, it's so funny, is climate change. If we don't do something about climate change today, our grandkids They're going to be in bad shape. I sat there and I thought, what? Grandkids, if we don't get this drug business stopped, there ain't going to be no grandkids. They ain't going to have to worry about the climate change. I was just standing there thinking about how stupid that we have got on politics nowadays. Look here, if there wasn't all this drug don't get stopped. All right, ready. I just wonder how many people right now, kids, is getting people got killed on drugs that'll probably never see climate change, never get. And I was sitting and I thought, well, we ain't even got COVID settled yet. And I thought back when I was in the hospital. I was in there. They found out I had COVID. I went because I was bleeding. It hit me in my stomach. Had me in the emergency room, and they said, we would let you go home, but said we'll check you for COVID. And since we got you in here, and I said, well, I ain't got it. They said, you got it. I said, run that again. I said, they said, we got one room left in this whole hospital. It's the best room here, and you get it. I thought, oh boy, it's good to die in. They stuck me in that, Barney, and the doctor would come 6 feet. He never would get away from the door to check you. He said, we can see you got it on you. We got you on the meter. We know everything. I don't need to go over and check you. Sure. Pull that up over your nose. Pull that up over your. That's all he say the whole time. You know, I tried to talk. And he said, and when they pulled me out, it was head to head, head to toe, from the emergency rooms on the front door. That's how bad it was. Here we are, still people wearing masks. And we won't do climate change. We can't even get COVID. They have no cure for it. They act like you don't know what caused it. And it's dumped out on. And I'll tell you something. They said you all wouldn't know about this. When I get them guitars in at that time from China, all of a sudden, if it's in that plastic, they come in plastic. You open that up and you talk about stinking. It's bad. I thought, well, I hate to go back and open it, take it out of that. I'd wad that stuff up, throw a trash can. And it said on the box, do not open this carton for at least 14 days or something like that. They must have put germs in some of that stuff coming in here, or in the air or something. Everybody at Sideville had it but one. Bad, too. We all had it really, really bad. And they had this, but I noticed that the Senate and the big people never did hit it much. If they did, they got cured in 2 days. Now, they got a cure. They had a cure for it because the second time I got it, they cured me in 15, 20 minutes. I'm just like I was right now. I just go.
Would you have an infusion?
Infusion. I was one of the first ones. I might have been the very first one got it at this new clinic. They opened a new clinic there.
Yeah.
And I was either the first or second person. I believe I was the first day. I believe I was the first person. And I took it 15 minutes. You had to take 30. And my head quit hurting. Got unstopped. I was ready to go.
What was it? I wonder what's in it.
I don't know. But it's a killer cure, I guess. They said, now you can't leave for hours to see if you're going to make it. We'll see if you get any reaction.
Be all right.
I went out and jumped over the curb just showing how good I felt. That's when I broke my hip. No, I just I joked about that. I did jump over the curb. I said,
don't
look
want
at
that
this.
happening again.
I said, look at this.
Yeah.
I felt better than I did before I ever took it.
Politics are a funny thing because nowadays they can go back and they can pull up the old videos of these guys that was for all these one things. Now they're voting against and all this stuff. But boy, I'm gonna tell you, video doesn't lie. I mean, I don't know. I say that AI nowadays they can make anything look like it's real.
Yeah, I like Bernie and I like to hear him talk, but they need to get off climate change and get on reality of some stuff we need done.
They had to change it from
we need to get rid of COVID.
Warming. Yeah, it was global warming, and then
it kind of reminded me.
First is global warming, then it's climate change because we didn't warm up the last couple of years.
And I never heard it when I was in the hospital.
No.
When I was in the hospital, nobody said nothing about climate. They said about no changing. No. They'd say, get that, put that mask up over your nose. That, you know,
yeah.
They didn't say anything about stuff like environmental, like it did under poor Al Gore, environmental.
Oh, yeah.
And see, we used to put that oil on them dusty roads. My daddy did. I told about that. Had a truck with a big thing across it. Flip it, don't go down the road. And they changed it to tar and gravel, which was still oil. It's just great as it could be.
Yeah.
And they still got it out there. They want you to do away with it. That we got from California, East Coast to West Coast, blacktop roads.
What do you think that asphalt is?
It's full of oil. Full of oil. You can see it if you drive on it for a while and it rains. Look at it, that blue oil come up.
That's when most accidents happen, when it first starts to rain.
Yeah, because it's
what
full
it is,
of
that oil seeps up to the pavement. Yeah. It's.
I mean, we get changed. They get messed up on one thing, on it. They don't look at it reality. Take it all in a bundle.
Well, you said, just talk about it. It's news, and they keep going over the same stuff. They didn't talk about the other stuff. So, like a radio stations and television stations, top of the hour, what do you usually run, Ron?
News.
And it's called news because it's not olds.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is try to anything and they can create a lot of it.
They say bad news is the best thing you get for radio and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, you get the listeners.
I heard a guy tell that one time. He had a radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was one called Good News Radio Station. Everything we didn't tell nothing bad, so we didn't stay in business.
I bet they did.
He said we didn't stay in business, so we had to get to tell them. People want to see how bad everything is. They don't know how good. Well, it's kind of like Mr. Walker said. Good advertisement is good. Bad advertisement's pretty good, and no advertisement, you're dead.
Yeah,
not good at all.
About right, wasn't it?
Listeners, depending on the age, the people that would be listening can think back to where a news event, where you were at or what you were doing. So, like the Challenger, that happening. Of course, JFK's assassination, people remember that and talk about Martin Luther King. The Challenger being one of them. I remember distinctly when OJ and the Bronco thing. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm at Atlanta football stadium, or Atlanta Fulton County Stadium back at the time, and I was watching the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds play baseball games on a Friday night. And man, my younger brother Tommy, we were there, and I just remember we walked out into the mezzanine, I guess, where you get food. These people were gathered around a TV watching, I guess it was CNN at the time. And I thought, what in the world are they watching? And they were watching that slow chase or pursuit of Al Cowlins and OJ and that Bronco. And I thought, news fascinates people.
Yeah.
And it's...
what majority of people going back to NASCAR, majority of the people that goes to NASCAR go to see them bad wrecks.
Well, they go to a hockey game to see a fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
so let's go to a fight and watch hockey.
Yeah, break out. Let's go to a fight, watch hockey game, break out. Yeah.
I was on a few shows that you didn't have to go. I was on one time called Sin. They just had Hank Jr. up and they got him one in L.A. The balcony, a bunch of them started fighting it. I just sitting there in the L.A. and something started hitting the floor. And I said, what is that? It looked like blood. And I looked up and here it comes, spattled back. I said, get out of this place, you.
Was it a Hank Jr. concert?
Yeah, and it's fighting up there.
That may have been the same one I was at the time, myself and my wife and my friend that passed away that I was telling you about from, so we went to Hank Jr. concert one time over to Civic Coliseum. This would have been in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And they were fighting, brawling everywhere. And there's a couple of them trying to make a baby. I said, man, all I want to do is get some nachos.
That's when Hank Jr. took all his clothes off.
Oh, he's something else. What a show.
Stood up on the piano and took his shirt off when I was there. I was at it.
Well, me and the former sheriff went and saw him 2 years ago at Thompson Bowling. I'm going to tell you what, he still does a great show. It's a little tamed down now, but still does a great show. But if it may have been the same concert, man, they was fighting everywhere. And I was like, man, I just want to hear him sing. And
CLE worked for him. He worked for the sales management people, and he was over here on tour with him. And Laura Jean called me and said, LE called and said, it was on Sunday. Said, would you go over and stay with the LA? He's over where they're collecting for T-shirts and all that. And he said he wanted you. He's bored. He said he was just over. He didn't go out on Canada, and he just a big dude. He said, would you come over and sit with him today? And we're in, boy, this bringing that money in big boxes, just counting it as fast as they could get in there. And that's when he made me that Hank Jr.
jacket. Yeah, nice
put
black
my name
jacket.
on it. I still got it. They were doing it for the band. They said, make David one. Somebody did one of the big wheels. Might have been Hank Jr. I forgot now who said it, but they made me one. And so that's the reason we was over. We was there all day. And Earl Thomas Conley opened up for him.
Loved him. Yeah, loved him.
And it was a big show. But everything was okay. He wasn't too bad. I worked with him when he first started. Had Jeannie Seeley with him.
You talking about Hank Jr. or
Hank Jr.?
Yeah.
We opened up for him, me and Red and Fred.
Oh, yeah.
We was opening the Coliseum up back in.
Mm-hmm.
You never.
Was that one of the shindigs?
Yeah, we opened them, some of them up.
Yeah.
Red and Fred opened them every one up because they were there when that guy opened the first one. It was a sellout, and so Red and Fred had to play every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm always have them." Said they're good luck. Well, then I come on the catwalk show. You go with us, David. So 3 of us opened it.
Oh, that's great.
And then me and Bonnie, when I was Bonnie and Buster, we played for halftime for the football games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play Rocky Top.
I just
I'd sit there and go to sleep. I was wore out. We'd been traveling. We was out there and played for her.
I was telling somebody
Halftime, David. It's saying I'd jump up and grab my banjo and right there and play.
the other day, somebody asked me about Phil Ledbetter, and him and Steve Gully both gone on now, but what's the metal slide that the bar? So Phil was playing there at halftime. It's 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm sitting up there and I'm watching at the stadium, and I see Phil, and I look down there. He had dropped his metal slide, and one of them band members come by and handed that to him. Phil was telling me about it later, but yeah, they had those. You guys playing halftime stuff. That's great.
Yeah, that's something. You know, we was doing a show for Kenny with like Daniel. Kenny Chesney was on it, and Con Huntley's band. Kenny just worked with us on different ones there, but Jason D. Williams and Bill heard it. We was playing a show for Zane. It's going to be for, you know, it's in that big warehouse of Eagle Strip, and they took the beer. That thing was a 1 block long. Warehouse was a block long. And they put that beer, thousands of cases over here, and we played in mentally help 500 people in beer on this side, beer on this side. We played between beer.
Oh my gosh.
It's a big thing. And Phil said, "David, would you let me and Steve pick with you on this?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I sure would. I'd be glad to have you." And Jason and Graylin was with me on it. I took him over and I introduced him. I'm the one who introduced him to Kenny.
That's cool.
We done several things with him, but that's something. I remember now that Zane's favorite food was crystals and shrimp. You peel them shrimp, cold shrimp. You peel them cold shrimp.
What a combination.
And crystals, that was his 2 favorite foods.
Shrimp and crystals.
Yeah, we'd get out at night, you know, and play, and the only thing would be a crystal at 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd fix and come in, you know. Yeah. We got through playing.
Yeah. My wife knows. She asked me the other day. She said, she's gonna fix supper, and I said, she goes, "What'd you have for lunch?" And I just looked at her. She goes, "Okay, I know. It's either crystals or Bojangles, wasn't it?" I said, "It's crystals."
You know, it's the kind of thing. It's funny.
Can't get above your raisin hair.
Yeah, it's funny about Zane come in and he come in. He's about 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, "Got to have crystals." So he goes in this place to get him crystal. He said, "Give me 3 crystals and a Coke and some French fries." And he threw down a $100 bill. Back in them days, they didn't know what it was hardly, you know. She said, "We can't cash that, so we just started new shifts." He said, "Well, just hold on to it for a while, sir. I got to eat." He said, "I'm hungry." So they got him his crystals, and they sat there and had his $100 bill up there. Well, he said, we ain't took in much money. He said, "I'll tell you what, dude, just make it all in crystals." He had them all the way down the counter, crystals. They had them in boxes. And people could come in and say, "You want some crystals? Here, just get you some of them." He started giving them away. And so he still had a bunch of them. He went on the curb. And he had boxes of them. "Anybody want some crystals?" And they called the law on him. They said, "We got a man down there gone nuts. He's bought crystals and he's after giving them away free." And so they sent one of the county people over, and he was one of Zane's friends. He run in and said, "What's the trouble at, Zane? What's it at?" And he said, "I don't know. I didn't know we had no trouble." He said, "Where's the trouble at?" I said, "Him." He said, "Me? What did I do wrong?" He said, "You're out there giving away hamburgers on the curb." And he said, "Well, there ain't no law against giving away food." Or and that guy said, "Is he the trouble? Giving away food?" He said, "Ah, man." He said, "You want crystals?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "They won't want to sit down and eat a bunch of crystals."
$100 bill wouldn't buy many crystals now. No, he'd go through them pretty quick.
No, we pour back in it, just like 15 cents piece.
Yeah, I started saying, I remember when they went to 29. I thought, man, what are we going to do, Chris?
What are they now, $1?
Well, I don't know. I usually get
$1.25
I get the four, the meal.
$1 something.
Yeah, they're almost $2. Yeah,
maybe $1.60. I don't know.
Yeah, they're getting close to $2 now.
I don't. Myself, personally, my wife loves them. And her and a friend used to go out. And where's Sharon Maples, me and Larry, we'd watch a ball game or something. They'd go out shopping, whatever. And that's the first place they'd stop. Crystal, get bombs, I called them.
Yeah.
Because me and Larry, we wouldn't go. That's the only time they got them, they said. But I eat super chicks. I don't like that.
One I like was
onions. I don't like onions on. And so
have you ever ate White Castle?
No.
Have you ever had White Castle?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like them better than Crystals?
Yeah, I do. I think they have it's a little bit different. There's not a whole lot of difference. Not a whole lot of difference.
In Kentucky, northern Kentucky, in Florence, we were up there, and first time I ever at White Castle was in Florence. But yeah, I'm kind of partial to the Crystals. But I'll tell you that when you was in Phoenix, the In-N-Out burgers.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've never had one of those. They say they're pretty good.
They are good. They are. My brother came out to visit, and I took him to get one back.
Was that good?
Yeah.
And they're very good.
Yeah, the good one was Steaky Shaky. It's called Steak Burger now. I like them.
Whataburger. Have you ever ate a Whataburger yet? There's just up one on Cumberland. They're fixing to put one in Turkey.
Yeah, I ate at Whataburger. It's another one that was out west. I ate at Whataburger when I was
good. It's kind of
it's Hardee's.
It's a step above Steak and Shake or Sonic is what I would say. I don't mean to knock anybody's stuff, but
isn't Whataburger and Hardee's owned by the same folks? Or
maybe. I don't know.
Carl's Jr., Whataburger, Hardee's.
Whataburger. That's Freddy's. Freddy's.
Yep, they figured put a new one right there at the bank.
Okay, maybe it's it's where Steak and Shake used to be.
No, it's in.
Then there's the Checkers.
That's at the Crossroads. Steve's in there. He just eat one.
I don't say
they
Checkers.
got one at
Checkers. Checkers.
That's a new place. To me, it is.
Yeah. I'm sticking with Crystals, boys.
Yeah, Tracy reminded me, I had a Whataburger. We had it driving to the beach the last time we went, or time before last we went. Yeah, we stopped.
So
and it cost $125. She was reminding me that.
Yeah,
us and all the kids.
Yeah. I always look for David if I'm out eating somewhere and say, what if David's in here? I can lay down $100 in a heartbeat. The Whataburger I went to, I'd never ate one before, and so we were in Springfield 2 years ago because he played out there in 23 at their the Cardinals AA affiliate. So we went out there to watch our son, and so they were just opening this Whataburger. It was the first day. And so the drive-through was backed up like crazy. And so I get up there, and I didn't know what to order. So I got a burger, some onion rings. My wife got French fries, so we was going to see which was better. And it took forever to get the food. It was hot. It was good. They didn't know what they were doing. In fact, I got up there to pay them, and the guy goes, I don't even know how to run this machine here, so hang on just a minute. He was holding everybody up. But the next time is about a few weeks later.
Water? They cook it in water or something?
No, it's Watt.
Oh, Watt.
W-A-T, W-H-A-T, what a burger, like it's a good burger. What a burger.
Mm-hmm. What a burger, okay.
But it's
good. Like mayonnaise, mayonnaise a big crowd here tonight.
Mayonnaise, yeah. Well, Foxworthy put that book out. Of course, Louis Grizzard, if you're fans of Louis Grizzard, I loved Louis. Did y'all remember Louis?
I do.
He was a humorist, a Southern humorist. And I ran into a guy, and I may have told the story before, which is okay because as we get older.
Well, we do that. But
I had run into a guy that grew up with Louis Grizzard. He's the one that wrote the book, Shoot Low, Boys, They're Riding Shetland Ponies. And he had a bunch of books out, but he was so funny. He's a humorist. And a lot of Foxworthy stuff is probably attributed to him. But I ran into this guy. He was a client that grew up with him. And he ran into him, and he wrote a column for is it Chicago Tribune?
The News? Chicago Tribune. There is a Chicago Tribune.
So I think he wrote an article for years in there. It's a humorous type thing. And so this guy, they run into each other, and he says, ask him what he was doing. And he said, told him he was in business. And he said, what are you doing, Lewis? And he said, well, I write a column for the paper. You probably heard of it, in Chicago Tribune. He goes, no, I've never heard of it. And he says, well, what are you into as far as, going on? How's your family and stuff like that? And he says, I'm about to get a divorce. He's getting a divorce. And it's sad. And he's getting a divorce. And Lewis looked at him. He said, getting a divorce? He said, oh, man. He said, don't do that. If you're going to do anything, just from now on, just find you a woman you like and just buy her a house. Be done with it. But, Lewis's card. He was on the show called Designing Women. He made an appearance on that. And he died young. I think he was in his 50s. He had a bad heart and died, but he was so funny. Had a lot of good Southern humor.
Like guy said it. He married women, had been 5 times. He said that, made me think of that. Said every one of them was a good housekeeper. Every one of them kept the house.
Was she a keeper? Oh yeah, kept the house, the car, kids.
Yeah. Fred write that? Did Fred write that one? Probably. Yeah.
I'll tell you who wrote a good song. When she left, she took everything but my memory. I don't see why they made a hit. He's in Nashville. Dennis wrote that. Dennis Money. She took everything that I had except my memory. And said, memories is mine. She can't take it.
Yeah.
And memories don't have a heart, and she can't break it.
If I can find this song. We went last Friday night. I'm going to tell you, Merle sponsored this, helped sponsor, but we went to see Diamond Rio. If you get a chance, they're going to be in Chattanooga November the 8th at the Little Debbie, whatever they've got going on out there. But they're fantastic. They are really, really good.
Tracy and I went up and saw them at Country Tonight. Brian brought them in up there last year, I think.
Yeah.
They do a great show. They do an amazing show.
That's where they were at this past week. But we were up there last year to see them. Anytime they're around close, we still go. They sound just as good as ever. But they have a song similar to that. It was on, I think it's their second album, along those lines. I can't think of the name of it, but it's along those lines. She took everything but my memory, something like that. So yeah. But
he wrote that years and years ago. So somebody probably heard it and revised some part of it.
Yeah.
And then he may have got down.
He wrote, if I tried as hard to keep her as I did to get her or something.
Yeah. If I tried hard
to keep her as I did to get her.
Yeah. He wrote that, yeah. I come up with that idea. He liked it. I must have tried to lose her from the way I accused her, and she didn't have nothing to hide.
There was I saw this week, Larry Gatlin, our buddy Justin Terry's got to go to his house a couple times, and they're recording some Gatlin's music, and he was talking about the song All the Gold in California, how he wrote it. Have you ever heard that story? It's pretty interesting. He wrote it in 8 minutes on the way to the airport. Something about I forget what it was. They were in a traffic jam. I don't know the whole story. You have to look it up. But it's pretty interesting because he said something. And he said, man, if they knew that all the gold's in California or something like that, and he started writing, he said it took him 8 minutes to write that song.
Wow.
And, how popular it is. That's amazing to me.
That song she had out, She's a Lady.
Oh,
Broken
yeah.
Lady, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Broken Lady, yeah.
We were talking about that. The Pro 2 company was telling me about it. I said, who famous that plays one of these mandolins and banjos and stuff? And said, Larry Gatlin said he tried about 3 mandolins on that. And when they come out the Pro 2, he said, that's the sound I want that one right there. And said he started making it famous right there. Yeah. We picked our business up big.
That's amazing.
Did you hear that when Chris Christopherson introduced him on the CMA Awards? Of course, back then it was DJ convention. And he said, here's one of the greatest groups in country music today. It's the Gatlins. If you don't believe it, ask them.
That's true.
Well, a lot of people don't remember this.
I remember that.
In 81 or 82, maybe, when the Miss USA or Miss America pageant, Miss USA was here in Knoxville, that's Larry Gatlin they were the musical guest. And you know what they sung? All the Gold in California. But, I've heard it. You Ain't In It is the name of the song. It's Diamond Rio. If you get a chance to listen to this song, it's called You Ain't In It, and it's talking about mine and stuff and memories and stuff. But it's a pretty good song along those same lines.
Cool.
But Steve and Rudy, I think both of them are still living. Larry's brothers. I think
so. I think so.
Quave's got
I
his.
think maybe, seemed like Steve may have been sick or something here a while back. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Looked like he lost some weight and stuff. Like I seen him on, I think he was on Gaither or something.
Yeah, they did one on that. They, if you ever want to see his twin, Larry Gatlin's twin, I worked with him for about 2 years at Smith Family Theater, but Charlie Smith is a lot like Larry.
Is that right?
His mannerisms, and they do some Gatlin stuff. But Charlie, the dad, he was a lot like Larry. I told him that. I said, "You remind me so much of Larry Gatlin." And then he had to proceed like Larry would have, just show me a picture of him and Larry together. So.
Reagan's got that water to the wedding, wasn't it? Is that what they call it, Ron?
Yeah, water at your wedding. Yeah.
Water at the wedding.
Yeah.
This girl can't drink nothing but water because.
Yeah. That's a good one. Is that the one where
We played? That's when we played it here. What?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Have you seen Donna's response to that?
His mama.
Yeah. Donna. Yeah, she said, "Now you ain't got." I should say, she said, "You ain't got nobody pregnant, have you?" No, so I wrote a song.
It's just a song, Mama.
She's taking too little of that. Jeff and Donna's great people. We've had supper with them a while back here.
This lady's 85-year-old. She went to the doctor, and the doctor tried to get some fun out of her and said, "You know your trouble?" She said, "What?" Said, "You're pregnant." She said, "What?" Said, "You're pregnant." She said, "Can I borrow your telephone?" Said, "Yeah." She dialed her husband up, called him. She said, "You old so-and-so, you've got me pregnant." He said, "Who is it?"
Yeah, that's a Fred joke.
That's a Fred
That's
joke.
Monroe Queener.
Oh, okay, Monroe. Same difference.
He was sitting there on the front. It's a true story, though.
Yeah.
That might have been, too. I don't know. But anyway, I was sitting there at the front on break time at this barn. And two old guys sitting there, and they'd had a few drink, and one of them looked up and he said, "You know what, buddy?" He walked up to him and said, "What is that up there?" I asked him to Frank him a bit. Said, "Is that the sun or the moon?" He said, "No, I don't know. I ain't from around." So Jackie sat there and kept talking, and Monroe got a kick out of it, and he said, "You think that..." We was watching two of them. He's came neck, and the young couple, and he's too old, too drunk. He won, I guess. And said, he said, "You know," said, "you think there's many young people nowadays having the fun like we did," said, "back when we went out with the girls and hugged them and kissed them." I said, "Oh, yeah, but it's another bunch doing it."
You heard about the couple that the wife, she's just bitter, all-time bitter, just bitter. And, they said they were running her family, apparently. And so her and her husband, she could not hear good, and her husband was blind. And so they were leaving Memphis. They was heading over to Nashville. You heard about this? And, oh yeah, I know you heard it. But you heard about this couple. No, I know you heard about this couple. They were coming back they were going from Memphis on the way to Nashville, and they were driving and around in Jackson. Apparently, she was speeding a little bit, and she couldn't hear good, but she could see, and he could see, but he couldn't, or he was blind, but he could hear good. So they got pulled over. The policeman comes over to his side there and says, "Hey," he said, "going a little faster. Where are you heading?" He says, "Nashville." She said, "What'd he say?" He said, "Wants to know where we're going." I said, "I told him Nashville." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Where are you coming from?" He said, "We're coming from Memphis." She said, "What'd he say?" Said, "He wants to know where we're coming from." I told him Memphis. I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, you're going a little faster. Nice car you got. What kind of car is it?" She said, "What'd he say?" And he said, "He wants to know what kind of car it is." I said, "It's a Chrysler." And she said, "What'd you say?" And I said, It's a Chrysler." And said, "Well, I used to have some folks I knew over in Memphis. Boy, there's a girl I used to date over there. She was hateful and ornery and just mean." She said, "What'd he say?" He said, "He thinks he knows your sister." Common. You know about that. You heard about that couple.
Well, Mr. Walker had one almost like that. Said that his salesman at this boarding house where he's staying salesman come in. He's real proper, and he's going to stay at this boarding house that night. And said, his woman, she didn't think he was eating enough. He was real polite in his suit, and said he just took a little bit out on his plate. And she said, "Eat your meal." And she hard hearing, and said, he said, "I've had sufficient." She said, "You went fishing?"
Oh, no.
He said, "I've had sufficient." She said, "You went fishing?" Said, "Lord help the poor old soul. Broke your pole."
I can't say anything. I do that to Tracy all the time. I was like, "What?" To the point she'll be like, "Can you not hear me?" I said, "I wouldn't say what if I could hear you."
That's
So
all.
I got these.
Those are good ones. I've got partial hearing loss in my left ear, and I sleep on my left side so I can hear if something comes in a lot of times. But I'll tell you what, hearing's a tough one. I've got several people. I've got a guy that I go to lunch with often. He's a retired cop, and he can't hear at all, man. And you're sitting there, and he's constantly trying to read your lips, and it's horrible trying to eat a meal with him because he's constantly going, "What? What?"
My older brother, it's hard to get on now, but I used to aggravate him a lot. He was hard of hearing. And a lot of times I just throw him out like that. Wouldn't be saying nothing. He'd say, "What?"
Yeah. Well, it's getting old stuff. It's not for wimps, is it?
This Uncle Walter, he got a 9-year-old. They said it's his birthday. And said, Uncle Walter said, "What would you like to have for your birthday?" He said, "SUV." He said, "SUV?" He said, "Uncle Walter, you ain't drove in years. You ain't even got a driver's license." He said, "You don't need no SUV." "Yeah." "What are you talking about SUV? Socks, underwear, and Viagra."
Oh.
You know what he wanted, didn't he?
That's a dangerous combination.
So we beeped you.
Yeah.
We're getting beeped over here.
Ron, keep your finger on the beep button.
I got it.
There's some coming. There's some more.
Mr. Walker said I've told it probably before, but said that he's in logwoods. And he had a 22 rifle that carried it on the old mules, and they had a sack on it. Said they shoot squirrels all day long. Said them new boys just harm new people every day, He said they send them squirrels down. And they make a squirrel dumpling. But if you ain't never ate it, you ought to eat a squirrel dumpling. It's 10 times better than eating chicken dumpling. You ever eat something bad taste? And I went up there to Brownsville at the Masons, and they had squirrel dumplings. They give you half of a squirrel and some dumpling. Boy, it's delicious. But anyhow, he said they had that big killing. She'd dip you out a half of a squirrel, a bunch of dumplings. She had a bunch of squirrels, and said, them new boys, she'd dump them out a little bit and directly say, "Pass them rats." Then them boys hadn't eaten, and they say, "Here, you won't mind."
Yeah, I'm going to pass.
Pass them rats.
I'll pass on the rats.
Pass the rats.
Yeah.
It's like the old man and woman had celebrating her 65th wedding anniversary. She said, "Honey, do you know what I like to do?" He said, "No, what?" "I like to go upstairs and make love." "Is that be right? We can't do both."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're going to have to pick one. That's one John Hitch used to tell. That's the super sex. It's a nursing home. Come in there and say, "You want some super sex?" He goes, "Well, I think I'll take the soup." Yeah. Beep them out, Ron.
No need yet.
No.
Old Hattie said that she used to have one. I get it straight, it's hard to do. She's telling one, said she'd been married 4 times. And I said, "Well, what'd you marry first time?" She said, "I married a banker." And I said, "Well, what'd you marry the second time?" "I married a guy," said, "he was running a theater." "Theater?" She said, "Yeah, what'd you marry the third time?" I said, "Well, I put 4 of them away." I said, "What about the third time?" I said, "I married a preacher." My goodness, what a combination. "What'd you buy for your last one?" She said, "Undertaker." I said, what kind of combination is? She said, 1 for the money, 2 for show, 3 get ready, and 4 to go.
That's good. I like it.
And you remember the one she used to tell about? She'd say, I'd get her out there, she'd walk out, and I'd say, you married? Nope, I ain't married. Said, I laid 3 of them away, but said, I'm kind of looking a little right now, David. Said, I'm not against marriage. I might get married again. I said, well, you put them away. What happened to your first husband? Said, he died from eating poison mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to your second one? Said, he died from eating them poison mushrooms. I said, so I guess that's what happened to the third one, too. No, he died. He had a big old gash right over his eye. And I said, what caused that? He wouldn't eat them mushrooms. She had some pretty good stuff. Pretty good comedy.
Yeah.
I got her shoes over that she wore to stage. She put them on. And I got Zane's shoes and his coat. I don't know why. I went to the doctor's office for my checkup this week. I said, do you remember his coat? And he said, it looks like Zane. I said, that's where it comes from. It's his golfing jacket.
Oh, yeah.
But,
You didn't even tell you about that. They was having a big party over at Zane's. And there's bankers and a bunch of them, butchers and all of them was there. And Creed was over playing the piano.
Yeah.
And Hattie, David and them had just done a show. And they come straight over there to do that for Zane. Of course, Hattie's had her comedy clothes on. Some senators then walked over and asked Creed, said, who's that old woman in her? Said, who let her in here? He said, I don't know. He said, man, I'm playing some serious stuff here.
Yeah, but
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
He said, all you do. He said, who is it? I said, some old woman that W. Zane and David Earl picked up.
She's getting a bang out of that, and she got a big right there. She's sitting at the bar, so I used to tickle Zane, and me and Con Hundley. See, we went to church together. We were just kids. His grandpa was one of my favorites, and we grew up together. And now, me and his uncle opened a music bar in '66. We was artists, and he said, Con would say, now David's family, because I used to play the family reunion with the Brewer Boys. He said, David's our family. He said he's been with us ever since we each was little kids. And so me and him had sat back. We were supposed to be in there picking. We got the kitchen. We was just back up by ourselves playing the party. And Zane come hunting us. And he said, I thought you two were supposed to be out there picking. And I said, no, me and Con back here having church. And he said, church? He said, just because y'all went to 2 schools together, one went to Penn State, the other to State Penn. He said, yeah, you're going to pick a little bit. Con would laugh about that. But we talked about his papa, boy, he was, this is a true story on him. His papa got called to preach. And you talk about a feller, I think he could quote any verse in the Bible. I got to travel with him a little bit. He never would read it. You asked him a question, he'd say, why don't you read it? You'd read it and say, it says the same thing to you as to me. Why don't you understand it? And he said his papa couldn't read, and I remember him talking about it. And so he said he told the Lord, he said, I can't preach, I can't read. Said he went to the woods, and he sat down, and he crying. He said, Lord, I don't care a bit to preach, but I can't read. And said, the Lord just moved on and said, you can read. And he went back, ran the door. Con said, his mama said that, of course, Con wasn't born yet. His mama said he ran through the door, and he said, I can read. The Lord told me I could read, so he grabbed a newspaper and started reading it. And Con said, from then on, he was a speed reader. And he read everything, everywhere he went. He signed, he just read it. He just read.
Yeah.
And I traveled with him, and there's 2 or 3 beliefs on it. The tour was on, one maybe a Baptist, one Church of God. And they're discussing it. What do you think about this, Brother Burr? And he said, well, I remember I sat behind him as a band, and he sat up there. One of his sons that played the guitar, played the mandolin, drove it. He said, one of you boys in the back got the Bible? And me and the guitar player and another. Yeah, I got one. He said, turn to so-and-so and read it. Well, when you did, his quietness come over and said, well, what don't you understand about it? He says the same to you it does to me. He said, just take it. Oh, boy, he was the best well-read person about the Bible. You know, I've got to meet people the best in a lot of different things. Luke Brandon on the guitar, Scotty Stoneman on the fiddle. I mean, I got to be with some of the best people that you'll ever. And, you know, yesterday I stopped and eat at Waffle House, and here come a guy up lines. His daddy was the best fiddle player, one of the best in the Knoxville. Him and that guy that was on Coal Miner's Daughter, and Othie Line was his daddy. Well, see, and somebody said, who is he? I said, he is Othie Line's son. And I said, well, your daddy was in Knoxville, was supposed to be the greatest fiddle player around here. He said, well, everybody says that. And so his brother Burr, which is Con's grandpa, married in a family, so the Burrs and the Lindas married, and then they had all them kids. That's the reason y'all can play music. You get from both sides. I said, Daddy was good, wasn't he? I said, he's the best I'd ever heard back in them days. And you had the one down Coal Miner's Daughter. He lived over right behind the airplane service station. Boy, he was good, too.
This is my told me, he said, if you want to hear some music, you go to one of their homecomings.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Brewers and the Lions and the Honleys and the kids. And said, everyone played.
Yeah, every family married into a musical family.
It ain't fair, is it?
And man, they can sing. I mean, there ain't no two ways about it.
See, everyone, they married, just kept marrying. And the Hunleys, see, I remember when I'd go to church and Con Hunley's daddy, when we come out there dressed like Porter Wagner, had them two-tone shoes. Of course, his wife's Codell. Hunley, that was Papa Burr's daughter. And Con was, well, he's just a little bit younger than me. I'm about 7 or 8, and he was about 5 or 6. And we was there with him. They'd bring him out. We're going to get the Hunleys up right now. Well, that's the same thing as the Burrs.
Same thing.
We're going to get a bunch of Burrs, Papa Burrs get up. I'm going to bring all my kids up here right now. Might be 6 or 8 of them in there. You talk about music. Man, a lot of people probably remember this. I know David Farmer will, if you listen. But they put a tent out here in Clinton, right there close to the old hamburger. That big old place where the railroad track goes. There's an old laundromat in there close to it after that. But right between that railroad, I believe between that laundromat, it's close to old Hammers, but right close to that was a field. And they rented it and put in a big tent. I was in the 50s, early 50s, I was just a little boy. And, oh, man, that thing would fill it full because they'd bring all them Brewers over. Olin, Dennis, them, oh, man, they'd play music as out of sight. And they'd come to hear that music. What was it? They didn't want to hear too much preaching, but they put on a concert. And the guy didn't like what he was preaching, the nomination. The guy that rented it, he didn't like it. And he tried to give him the rent money back, get him out before the time was up. I think he rented it for a month. Man, they just pack it full. And then one night, David remember this, when they went home, somebody went and cut the whole tent down. Over the next night, and they got there before we did, just laying on the benches. So they just loaded up and had it open air on the benches and started that music. We heard it all over town. Man, there's a crowd there. Of course, they actually cut the tent down. They don't see how they reacted. We ain't going to be defeated. Said, we done sent that tent to Knoxville. They're going to patch it. They brought that thing back, put it up. It looked like some of this modern-day blue jeans. I mean, it had patches all over it. Sewed up this way, sewed that way. There's 1,000 stitches in every little bit. But they put it back up, so they said, we won't get it more. So a couple of them would stay all night with it, see. We had night watchmen, they stay with it. Boy, you talk about a show.
Well, they say that music, family harmony is the best. If you know, I guess.
Well, I've always, you can't beat family harmony. because that voice is blend so much.
Yeah.
And of course, they could
sing.
Two of the girls is from that bunch, the Kitts girls, sisters, and one of them still sings in a gospel group, and one of them had a throat problem. She can't sing no more, but Larry Makewood used to use them a lot. And he was somewhere doing a demo or something, and he told that engineer, he said, you might want to turn them down a little bit, so they got a set of pipes on. Oh, I can handle it. Larry said they started and said he turned it down. He turned down. Said he had it turned down as far as it goes, and it's still going over in the red.
Sounds like Claudia, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, she had some lungs, didn't she?
Yeah, I was over in Scott County yesterday. I had to go visit someone over there in the rehab right there in Huntsville. And she never needed a microphone.
No.
But, yeah. I wish we could have got just a little bit of that, don't you? They talk about all these great singers.
She can get them on their feet, too.
She's an entertainer.
Dave was playing Appalachian up there one year. She was on the show, and me and Karen sat back there, and of course she got up there and she hit one of them high notes. I told Karen, I said, well, she just destroyed my hearing aids.
I bet. You took them out, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You only hearing aid ran her.
Rick said, I went out there one night. We had a new band, and said they was so loud, said they blowed up both my hearing aids. I went to the doctor next day, and they said, these things are under warranty. And he said, yeah. I said, they're blowed up. What'd you do? He said, nothing. I didn't do nothing. I guess they just cheap. They just blowed out. They haven't seen you then.
Yeah.
But boy, Rick always say, boy, she got a set of pipes, ain't she? I guess the last 3 years of her musical career, she worked with me like 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah.
She came and worked some with me, and she just, that was home, I guess. Usually people do, they just stay with me, I think.
We used her as a finale for our shows up there at Smith Family quite a bit. She would do that, God Bless the USA. Did a great job on it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, her family's a great family. I'll tell you, Claude and Arthona was 2 of the finest people I've ever met in my life. Mom and Daddy.
They was one of them families there.
Oh, I'm telling you, my favorite was, I love Carletta. She's beautiful. And
she sure sang. All of them was sang. Daddy could.
Oh, I loved Claude. Claude was, I've told that story a bunch about when I was a little boy, my mom and daddy first saw him somewhere singing, maybe down here in Clinton or somewhere, but we would go all over the place to them when they were singing. We was up in Kentucky. I remember as a little boy, and I think it was in Kentucky somewhere, and they had a blind man play the guitar.
Sure did.
And he played the guitar, but one thing I always remember about him, every time we'd go see him, we'd get to go eat with him, and Claude bought our meal every time. We'd go Kentucky Fried Chicken a lot, and he would buy her food, and good man. I learned to swim in their swimming pool over in Huntsville at their house.
Yeah.
I was,
she got hurt. She married that last lawyer.
Andy Tillman, yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot of things, politician. But
yeah.
In her kitchen, she's got a huge table from this wall to that wall. It must hold about 25 people. And he built it out of rough boards, coated it, and they planed the roughness off.
You know where he got the sawmill from?
Yeah.
My daddy.
Did he?
Yeah, in her house, there's a little small dining room table, and everybody comes to sit and eat with them. She's got a knife, and they carve their name in it.
Yeah, you carve it.
That's my table I grew up on.
Is it?
It is.
And
my house.
And you take it. You get a magic marker or a knife, put your name on that table.
That's the old dining room table I had at my house.
All over that table.
Oh yeah, that's she got it at my mom and daddy's house.
Did it?
Yeah. But, Andy had bought that sawmill from Daddy. I remember Andy coming over to the house. I was moved away and grown, but I'd go over there and Andy'd be up there, and Daddy had an old sawmill that he had bought, and but Andy would go up there and they'd be taking them logs on there. Fascinating thing to watch a sawmill work.
Yeah.
My daddy had everything, didn't he, Ron? He bought most of it on trading time here at WYSH.
Had something for everybody.
He probably tried to sell that sawmill on trading time.
Maybe. I don't remember.
But,
we better wind her up again.
Yeah, I've got to get back to work.
We better talk about these cars again.
All right.
If you got any kids, how many you got, don't make no difference. If you got a dozen, bring them. We got these little cars. We got the 2 to a pack. We got these big ones, as long as they last. We still got quite a few of them. If you want them for a Christmas item, you just want them. You don't have to buy nothing now. walk in the side of the building and said, we got some kids and they want some cars. We got a place you walk over and get them.
How big a kid?
We got somebody.
You ain't got a Sterling Marlin in there somewhere, do you?
2 to 100.
I think I'm gonna make 100.
We're gonna put a weight limit on. You think we'll put an age limit or a weight limit?
I don't know, depending on who's coming in.
Yeah.
My daddy always told me never guess a woman's weight or her age, so I'm always getting them up on stage. I say, so I don't argue how much you weigh.
Yeah, that's right. You ain't never supposed to do them two things, but anyhow, come over and get your car. We got to tell you, we got plenty of Martins coming in, 45s, 41s, and I mean, Tony Thomas has bought a bunch of them here lately. He's got enough to open him a Martin store now.
Good deal.
He got a beautiful place over on the river, but anyhow, we got Martins and probably the biggest drum selection of anybody in the state of Tennessee. We got a copy of drums.
So if they buy a new Martin, they don't have to open up that plastic from China now, do they?
No, that old stinking stuff.
Yeah, got rid of that.
Anyhow, what you do, come over and get you this, and remember, he's starting layaway, I believe, this month. No, next month, which will be November.
That's Saturday.
If you want, and he's got a deal going now. This is a good deal. We got them things coming every day. But if you'll pay a third down on some of them guitars, no up $10,000. If you pay a third down to get the first one comes through the door, you can be first and then somebody else you get second, third down line. You get to open it in the box and knocks $100 off of that third, and then 2 more thirds when you pay it. You get 2 more $100. You get straight $300 right there.
Okay.
But just paying a little bit of down payment. Because if you're going to get it, where, you know.
Sure.
And that way you open.
Like
a lot of people come in and say, I want one that hadn't been touched. We'll get you one to open. You open it.
Somebody learned their business sense from Kaz Walker, didn't they?
Too, David, you know, Scott, the repairman over there, if you need an instrument set up or redone or whatever it needs to do it, Magwell Scott is one of the best. I mean, he does good work.
Stuff. Bridges, strings, and readjusting necks. And if you got to know what needs adjusted up or set up, just take it and fix it. Usually on some jobs, you can do it while you wait, but sometimes, you know, for the big job, you have to wait a day or two. But a lot of things, small stuff like just necks and stuff, you can do it pretty much while you wait there.
Yeah.
And you need to see all the new stuff we got in up Ender and Gretsch, and we got a whole load of stuff he's in over. Anthony Lay is over the store now. He's running it under Anthony Lay's management, and he is really working out hard for people, taking pictures every day of people buying stuff running on the internet. I mean, he's really selling. He's really doing good, but come over and see us, and Wild Wings will be the 10th, won't it?
The 10th of this month.
It'll be
10th of this
Yeah.
this Monday, will be the next Monday.
November 10, yep.
That's what it is, from 10th.
Yes, sir.
10th is Wild Wings, and we're going up there to
11th is Fairview.
Too, David Earl, I don't know if you heard about it or not, but they're going to open the one back up in Farragut.
Are they? Yeah, they said something about that.
They closed the one somewhere else, and they're going to open this one back up in Farragut.
Is it still going to be called Daddy Max, or is it going to be called Wild Wings?
Well, according to the paper, it's going to be Wild Wings.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I asked
better go.
them, when they told me they were going to open, I said, you own us, we own you everywhere, he said.
So,
He said, you draw the biggest crowd and do the most professional show. Now, that's their way of thinking, you know.
well, evidently it proves out because it's pretty full every time. So,
He even speaks louder than words.
yeah, right, exactly.
Anyhow, they're nice people to work for. Boy, we've done a lot of shows for them. We take it a year at a time, but I say him quit this year. I don't know what's going to happen, but
Yeah, that's.
Rick may get after me. I may have to go another show or two and get him in there and turn it. I said, Rick, you can do it because I can't take it over. I've got to quit.
No, you don't.
Retire
It's
from
a
playing.
good show, and they got good food, and that's all you got to pay for is your food.
That's it.
Yeah.
Get free entertainment,
Go down and eat and
get a belly full of good food.
Good
eat.
deal.
You can get up there and dance a little if you want to, or get up and sing. We put you on.
Yeah.
If you ran
You're
David
gonna
West, you
change
could
that.
sing.
He'll play the song except for Howard and Sammy. Yeah.
So won't you come over and see that? Come over and see the drums. And don't forget, Friday night is karaoke night with Doug's over barn, the music barn on Friday night. And he has big shows every week or two, double headers, and we'll get him over here, maybe tell you about all that in a few days, what all he does. But Friday nights is every Friday night, I think. You never know. I can keep up with his record on what he usually puts it on the sign. But we got a lot of things happening for us inside of you. Be sure and come over. If you need us to play a church or a party, or you're getting married, or you're getting divorced, or we play for about everything, you know. The other day we played for the grand opening of a pack of cigarettes. No, maybe that wasn't that what it was. Don't take much to get us going.
You spun that, though. You said it was for an R.J. Reynolds event.
Mm-hmm.
The guy opening a pack of cigarettes.
You got to show First Baptist Church.
No, we're not doing it. We've had to pull it. We're not going to be able to do that one, so we're not going to be doing that. I know we started telling folks about it, but we're not going to be able to do that one.
But David's got one the 13th of November at Fairview Baptist Church.
Is it the 11th or the 13th? It's on Tuesday, right? Or is it Thursday?
I think it's the 13th.
It is the Thursday. It's the Thursday you're doing it.
Is it on Thursday?
I think it.
You're probably going to do it
That's what you said.
I won't do this by myself. It's your show. I'm just here for you, man.
Oh, man. I tell you what, David's about gone. You people bring it on you.
I'm right behind you, brother. So
I appreciate everybody thinking that, but it's not the way it is. Till we get to see you again, remember what Mr. Walker said. You be good to the Lord, and he'll be good to you. And we'll probably have a great weekend. And come over and get you some cars for the kids. You can give them out for Christmas gifts. We got a lot of things happening. Compliments of Steve somewhere. He's in here. I don't know where. But Steve has got hundreds and hundreds of cars. He is giving away to churches and a lot of different places. But we got a slew of them where we're giving away. He said, tell them it's a gift from the Lord. I said, yeah, but you're the one doing the giving for him. You know, somebody else can do it for him.
Yeah.
But we happy that all of you listen to this show. If you want to be on, or you got a good Cass Walker story, come over here. We'd love to hear it. Till we get to see you again, may the good Lord bless you and good day.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor. Or email from our website. It's Ask Your Neighbor. Thanks for listening.